Hello viewers and welcome to the first episode of Welcome to Lancer Season 2, where I will be talking about homebrew mechs created by the Lancer fandom. In this episode, Bakuujira, from Kami-Yokai Technology, by Daki. Bakuujira, literally translated as Ghost Whale, is probably the Ghost Rider cousin of Moby Dick. In legend, it was described as a spooky whale skeleton accompanied by a host of strange birds, and eerie fishes. Any fisherman that tried to spear the Bakuujira will find his harpoon phasing through it, and anyone that has seen it will be cursed by the curse of the whale, which, if they ever went back to their village, will bring famine, plague, and other disasters to the village. This is in direct opposite of what an actual whale would bring, as even a single whale would bring great wealth of meat and material to the village that hunted it, sometimes even considering it as a gift from the gods. With the legend that comes with its name, Bakuujira is a teleporter that can shift in and out of reality, protecting its allies by sacrificing its body or cursing its foes that have seen it. Looking at its stats, Bakuujira is a massive big boy that oddly, has a rather poor health with no armor to boot. It's also very slow with a poor evasion. However, its save target is good, has a sensor range that reaches basically everywhere, and while it has no tech attack bonus, it has a high E defense. Finally, while its heat cap is not bad, it has 7 base system points to customize itself. Onto its traits, it has 3 of them. First, Incorporeal, makes Bakuujira always counts as invisible, increasing its survivability dramatically. Second, Majestic Spectre, makes Bakuujira capable of hovering in mid-air. And third, Whalebone Torii Gate, Bakuujira can place a size 1 Torii Gate within its sensor range as a protocol. Only 3 Torii Gate can be placed at any time, with the 4th gate causing the 1st gate to disappear. These gates do not obstruct movement, line of sight, last until the end of the scene, and can only be destroyed by making a successful tech attack against its E defense with a quick action. As for its weapon mount, it has a heavy mount. Finally, onto its core system. Bakuujira has a passive called Drifting God. With a full action and 1 heat, Bakuujira can teleport away from any trouble and reappear from one of its Torii Gate. When this happens, every hostile character within burst 2 of the gate will be knocked back by 2 spaces and must pass a system save or get impaired until the end of their next turn. As for its core power, Bakuujira can activate the Kujira Haka to unleash the whale of the Bakuujira. Upon activation with a full action and 2 heat, every hostile character within its sensor range must now pass a system save or is jammed, impaired if they pass the system save instead until the end of their next turn. However, Bakuujira won't be able to clear any heat in this turn. It's a really powerful core bonus that can affect damn near every single enemy on the board for sure, just make sure not to barbecue yourself. As for the rest of its license, you get Roiling Ocean and Blessing of the Ocean in the first section. Roiling Ocean, keep your enemy unsteady. Upon activation with a quick action, an enemy within your line of sight and sensor range must pass an engineering save or be slowed until the end of their next turn. It's useful, I guess. Blessing of the Ocean, give your ally a smooth sail. You gain a reaction called Favorable Currents. For once per turn with 1 heat, when an ally moves within your sensor range, you can give +2 speed to said ally for that move only. Perfect when your ally is just a little out of reach. Aside from Bakuujira frame itself, you get Otherworldly School and Sacrifice of the Whale in the second section. Otherworldly School.
Somebody once told me
great damage, long range, smart, and seeking. But it requires loading after each shot, costs 2 heat to fire, and 1 system point to mount. However, it seems quite worth it, as upon a critical hit, you can choose to force an agility save or hull save on your target, which upon failing, will inflict either immobilized or shredded conditions on them until the end of their next turn. Sacrifice of the Whale, offer your flesh to save others. You gain a reaction called Beach. For once per scene when an ally takes structure damage within your line of sight and sensor range, you can take the structure damage instead, return your ally to maximum health with no structure damage taken. An incredible system when you really want to keep your ally alive at the cost of yourself. In the last section, you get Kami's Gaze and Kami's Chosen. Kami's Gaze, stare down upon the heretic and devotee, is a quick tech system upgrade that gives you 2 different options. First, Eyeless Gaze, forces a target within your line of sight and sensor range to pass a system save or until the end of their next turn, they can only voluntarily move away from you. Second, Blessed Gaze, clear one condition from your ally within your sensor range. Instead, you gain said condition until the end of your next turn. Finally, Kami's Chosen, bless those that look up to you. When you bolster an ally, they may spend 1 repair as a reaction to heal half of their maximum health point. This is really, quite a powerful health support system. As a conclusion, Bakuujira is a teleporting giant with a high potential to affect nearly everywhere on the battlefield while being damn near impossible to hit. Its license provides plenty of tools to make it an excellent support platform, but it's just as easy to turn it into someone's worst nightmare as when the night comes, they will hear a wail.